Welcome back to Dream Haven, where stories weave the magic of sleep. Tonight, journey into the mystical realm of Lori, where elves whisper secrets of old beneath the silver moon. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the tale unfold. In the heart of an ancient forest, where the trees whispered secrets of old and the stars shone like scattered diamonds, a woman named Elara found herself lost. The journey that led her there was a blur. One moment, she had been traveling along the familiar paths near her village, and the next, she was surrounded by towering trees she did not recognize. Night had fallen, and the cool breeze carried the scent of pine and earth. Though Elara was a woman of great courage, an uneasy feeling settled in her chest. She had wandered too far, deeper into the unknown, where no traveler dared to tread. But what she did not know was that this forest was no ordinary place. It was the enchanted realm of Loria, home to the magical elves who guarded its secrets. As she sat beneath an ancient oak, trying to make sense of her predicament, a soft, glowing light appeared between the trees. It was unlike any lantern or torch she had ever seen, shimmering in hues of blue and silver. And then, from the shadows, they emerged, the Elves of Loria. Chapter 1: The Arrival of the Elves. Elara could hardly believe her eyes. The elves were tall and graceful, their movements fluid as a river's current. Their skin bore a faint luminescence, and their eyes sparkled like the night sky. Dressed in robes woven from moonlight and leaves, they seemed like spirits of the forest itself. One stepped forward, a woman with silver hair that cascaded like silk. "You are far from home, dreamer," she said, her voice like the gentle rustle of leaves. Elara nodded, her voice caught in her throat. I don't know how I got here," she admitted. The elves exchanged glances, their expressions unreadable. Then the silver-haired one spoke again. "You are in Loria, the sacred forest of the elves. Few mortals enter this place, and fewer still leave." A shiver ran down Elara's spine. "But I must return home. My family, they will worry." The elf regarded her for a moment before nodding. "Then we shall help you, but the way back is not simple. The forest does not obey the laws of men. You must journey with us, and only then will you find your path." And so Elara's journey home began. Chapter 2: The River of Echoes. The elves led Elara through the forest, their glowing forms illuminating the path ahead. Soon they arrived at a great river, its waters dark and shimmering like liquid silver. The elves called it the River of Echoes. "The river is ancient," said an elf named Aaron. "It remembers the voices of all who have crossed it. Listen closely." Elara crouched near the water, and as she listened, she heard whispers, soft, distant, yet familiar. Her own voice echoed back at her, snippets of past conversations drifting in the current. She heard her mother's laughter, her father's words of wisdom, the playful shouts of her younger sister. "This river can guide you home," Aaron explained. "But first, it must test your heart. Step into the water." Elara hesitated, then took a deep breath and waded in. The moment her feet touched the cool surface, memories flooded her mind. Her childhood, her joys, her regrets. The river was showing her the path, but only if she could hold on to what truly mattered. She closed her eyes and focused on her love for her family, the warmth of her home. When she opened them, the river's whispers faded, and a narrow bridge of glowing stones appeared before her. "You have passed the first trial," Aaron said, "but the journey is not over. Chapter 3: The Garden of the Glen. Beyond the river, the forest grew denser, and soon they arrived at a glen bathed in golden light. In the center stood a massive oak, its branches stretching like arms toward the heavens. Beneath it sat a creature unlike any Elara had ever seen. A stag, but not an ordinary one. Its antlers were entwined with glowing vines, and its eyes held the wisdom of centuries. "This is the guardian of the glen," the silver-haired elf said. "He decides who may pass." The stag rose, its deep voice resonating through the clearing. "Mortal, what do you seek?" "I seek the way home," Elara answered. The stag studied her. "And what have you learned so far?" Elara thought for a moment before speaking. "That home is not just a place. It is the people who love me, the memories I cherish." The stag nodded approvingly. "Then you may proceed. But beware, the final trial awaits." Chapter 4: The Maze of Illusions. As they continued, the trees shifted, forming a labyrinth of twisting roots and shimmering light. The elves called it the Maze of Illusions, a place where one's fears and doubts took shape. Elara stepped forward, and at once the forest changed. She was no longer in Loria, but back in her village. She saw her home, her family, yet something was wrong. They did not see her. She called out, but no one responded. It was as if she no longer existed. Panic welled in her chest. Was this real? Had she truly been forgotten? A voice echoed in her mind. Erin's voice. "Remember what is real. Trust your heart." Elara closed her eyes, forcing herself to remember the truth. This was an illusion, a trick of the forest. She took a deep breath, focused on the love she carried, and when she opened her eyes, the illusion shattered. The maze dissolved, revealing a single path forward. Chapter 5: The Return Home. At the maze's end, a grand archway of woven vines awaited her. Beyond it, Elara saw the familiar hills of her homeland. "You have done well, Elara," the silver-haired elf said. "Your heart has guided you true. Go now, and remember the magic of Loria." Elara stepped through the archway, and in an instant, she was home. The morning sun bathed the land in golden light, and in the distance, her village stood waiting. She turned back, but the archway was gone. The elves had vanished, leaving only the whispers of the wind. With a heart full of gratitude, Elara made her way home, forever changed by the journey through the enchanted forest. And so ends the tale of Elara and the Elves of Loria, a story of magic, courage, and the unbreakable bond of home. As you drift into sleep, may you too find your way through the dreams of enchanted lands, where wonder and wisdom await. Good night, dear listener. Sleep well, and don't forget to subscribe for more.